Sight and Sound's musical Noah features nearly 350 costumes. For the gorilla and the orangutan, every hair on those costumes was hand-punched one at a time. Can you imagine? Well, now you can see this craftsmanship up close like never before. And that's because for 1 week only, Noah the musical heads to movie theaters.
God is providing a way to save us. How? An ark. The world needs saving, brother. But it's not going to happen with a hammer and nails.
It does feel like the world is getting darker.
We can't control the world, but we can tend what we've been given. The fight is coming to you, whether you like it or not. We fight by being faithful.
Here to take us on this voyage is Sight and Sound's Katie Miller. And Katie, we welcome you to the program.
Thank you, Terry. It's so good to be here.
Sight and Sound's been doing these amazing productions for years, but this is the first time you're taking a big production like Noah and putting it on the big screen. What did that take?
It's quite an undertaking.
I can't imagine.
Our team, we have 800 employees between the two locations. Our team comes together. We bring in contractors that have been partnering with us for years. We have dozens of cameras. They are hidden on sets. They are on the stage. They are in the aisles. They fly through the ceiling. The hope is that really everyone across the country in movie theaters gets their own front row seat to every moment that's happening on stage.
And all of that happens on a regular basis at your locations. You started out in Pennsylvania.
In Pennsylvania, yes. And we're headed into our 50th year next year.
Wow, that's amazing. You're also in Branson, Missouri. That's the second site that you're at. All these costumes and things and translating all of that into the film world is really quite different than doing it live, as you've been doing for years. You mentioned your 50th anniversary is coming up, but is it this year that's the 30th anniversary of the production of Noah?
Yes. So for the first 2 decades of our history, we were doing review-style shows. And my grandfather had an idea while he was at a farm show in Pennsylvania, watching how people interacted with animals and kind of loved interacting with animals, to say, we should do a show that really includes all these animals. And he prayed about it and felt like the Lord placed the story of Noah on his heart. He loves to tell this story because he took it back to his leadership team and production teams, and they said, Glenn, we don't think we can do it. And he said, we're going to figure out how to do it.
Wow.
And so when Noah first premiered in 1995, it became this moment for us to go, oh, this is what God is calling us to. Big, spectacular Bible stories live on stage.
Well, it is the story of faithfulness in a faithless generation.
Yes.
Timely today, I would say.
Very timely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, you know, for me personally, one of my most favorite parts of the whole show is Noah's having this moment with his family. And, you know, it says that the world was full of violence. And they're saying we need to fight. Like, they're looking at what's happening. And he says in this moment, he goes, if God would have told me to build an army, I would have. But he didn't. God told me to build an ark. And his son says to him, but then how do we fight? And he says, we fight by being faithful. Wow. That is the call that we are all called to. And it feels so timely for today.
Boy, that is a message for today for all of us. I think sometimes you just, in the grief of what we see as believers, you know, you throw up your hands, but we can't. Right. You know, and having done all stand, that's what the word says. Well, you had to capture a lot of just a lot of things on this video that were, well, you had to do it live as well, but talk about how you have captured that, like animals coming 2 by 2 and all the animals that you have. Explain how you do that.
Well, it's a huge show, so all of the sets are like 40 feet tall. We have animals that run up and down the aisles, and so it takes a lot of rehearsals. We bring the camera crew in. All of our favorite day is the animal integration afternoon, where we bring all the animals into the theater and they get to smell the cameras, they get to look at them. They walk all around them. We want them to feel comfortable.
Wow.
And it's an undertaking for the camera crew as well to get to know what do we have to do to make sure we're capturing all of these moments. And then it comes down to that night where we're capturing it for movie theaters, and everything has to be just right, and amazingly and thankful to the Lord it was. So we're super excited.
I understand there's some bonus content in this. Talk about that.
Yeah, so we have a feature film that we are going to be releasing in 2026, A Great Awakening. And so we have a first look at some footage from the film during the pre-show, and then during intermission, we're taking everyone behind the scenes to meet the animals and some of the animal trainers and learn what it takes to get them ready for the stage.
Yeah. You mentioned your grandfather.
Yeah.
Talk about the legacy of your family in this, because it's such a huge undertaking. I think it's remarkable that for generations you have carried on this work.
Yeah, so it started 50 years ago as a true family business. It was aunts and uncles and cousins and siblings, and to see what it has grown into 50 years later is remarkable. And my grandparents are still living. They are alive and well and involved with what we're doing. And there's, I think, a little over 20 of us family members that are still involved and a part of the 800 amazing team members that get to bring the Bible to life every day.
Well, I don't know your grandfather, but Glenn, you must be a very convincing person to have endured like this over the years. So 50th anniversary coming up. You've had big ideas, big productions, big dreams over the years. What are you doing for the 50th?
Yeah, so one of the things that I think we just continue to be astounded about is what the last 5 years, since COVID have been. So during COVID, we were closed, we were dark. We had many moments of saying, maybe this is it. And in God's infinite goodness and the way that I think the Lord so often works, he took what that season was of brokenness for us. And it's when during that season we launched our streaming platform. We felt the call of the Lord saying, for 50 years, people have been coming to us, and now he's calling us to go to them. So we have been taking the shows into the world on the streaming platform. We've stepped into feature films. We have a brand new show coming to the stage next year in Lancaster. Joshua will be premiering for the first time.
Awesome.
And then we have the film A Great Awakening hitting movie theaters in the spring as well.
When do you guys sleep?
Not very much.
I guess not. How do you decide what the next production will be? Joshua coming up, where does that come from?
Yeah, so it takes nearly 4 years to produce a brand new show or film for us, and it starts with prayer. Every single thing we do, that's where it all begins. And so we have an amazing team of writers and story team members that come together and say, the first question we ask is, Lord, what message do you want to come to life on stage or on the screen? And from there, then what story? How do we take this message into the world? And so, for Noah, it was when we realized we were going to be bringing it back. The team took a look at the story and said, we really feel like we want to highlight this message of faithfulness in a faithless generation. And as we have watched, the world unfold this year, it just feels so poignant for this moment and such hopefully an encouragement, because we hope that as people leave the story of Noah, that they can see that as God was faithful to Noah, he will be faithful to them too.
All good work is bathed in prayer.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we want you to be sure to come to this 2x2 to the theater. Noah sets sail September 18th. Mark your calendars. This is a Fathom exclusive for 1 week only. Tickets, show times, and locations are available now by going to sight-sound.com. Thanks, Katie. Great to have you here.
Terry, thanks for having me.
God bless you.